We're going to be making salsa today, and I want to start with just showing you some of the ingredients. We'll follow it up by making guacamole. So I got the tomatoes, lemon, and 3 avocados standing by. Some salt, right here, the fresh bunch of cilantro, 1 small onion, and 2 cloves of garlic. Here's the cumin, and let's see what we can do. So we'll start off. I could chop these all up easily, but since we have the food processor, we'll make use of it. Turning it on, dropping in the garlic, 1, 2, and then we're going to drop in these onions. Just want it to be small enough to fit right through here. I wish I could say I grew these in my garden. I know people in Haines who do. They do well with garlic and onions and even tomatoes. But I got these at the grocery store. After we add in these things, which take a little bit more energy for the food processor to chop up, next we'll start adding our tomatoes. Now we'll add in the tomatoes, just like that. And you know, I take those little bits like of the tomato that we can't use and compost them. Many of you probably do the same thing. If you're in Haines and you don't want to compost at your own house, there is a way. On Fridays and Saturdays from 7 to 7, you can drive out to Jenny Rietz's and she's collecting compost there. It's free. We've been doing that. We just drive over, empty our compost, which is often mostly vegetable scraps, into her bin, and she makes soil out of that. Now we're adding in the fresh squeezed lemon. Lemons have to travel a long way to get here, so they're not always super economical. Sometimes it's about $1 or $2 per lemon. So if you don't have a fresh lemon, you can always use some of that real lemon juice. But if you can get a real lemon, I really like to get these to fresh squeeze them. And what I've been told is if you want to keep your garbage disposal smelling fresher, you just put these peels down the garbage disposal and they'll give it a nice lemony scent. Now we're adding in the lemon juice, and it's time for the cilantro. This is a whole bunch of cilantro, which is just what the recipe calls for. And I'm just going to cut it enough so we can get it into the food processor. But there is something special about fresh ingredients. And this is the time of year when a lot of people are harvesting things from their garden and making things that are fresh. This is going to taste really good with tortilla chips, or it could be on top of enchiladas, black beans and rice. You have a lot of different options when you make salsa. Sometimes we even like salsa on fresh bread. It's delicious. Once you get all the cilantro in there, then you're going to want to press go again. And here, I'm just going to give that a little poke. There we go. And let's see if we can't get that to stir and stir. So now we have some delicious salsa, and we're going to be adding in the avocados. I just cut open these 3, and it's amazing to me. They were all beautiful. They've traveled a long way to get to Alaska. So we're going to save aside some of the salsa as just salsa. And then this we will add the avocados to, and that will turn into guacamole. So now that all the avocados are in here, we'll add just a pinch of cumin, and I'll just sprinkle it like that. Yeah, not too much. And let's press go. Looking good. Oh yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. It looks like real homemade guacamole. That's what we were going for. So now you have a simple and easy way. Here, let's scoop some out. To make your own guacamole and your own salsa. And of course you can see some easy substitutions, like if you didn't have time to get tomatoes or the grocery didn't have any tomatoes when you went there, you could use store-bought salsa, add it to avocados, and voila, you have homemade guacamole. But the homemade salsa is pretty fun too. And I've got the recipes right here, and I also am going to be putting them up in the children's room at the library. So this one has everything you need to make the salsa. It's pretty straightforward. Tomatoes, cilantro, garlic, a small onion, juice of 1 lemon, and a pinch of salt. And then the second one for the guacamole is even more straightforward. You can see just avocados, a scoop of salsa, pinch of cumin, and a pinch of salt. So I hope you had fun making things today with me, and I hope also that you'll stop by the library soon. I'd like to show you a section in the library before I go that I thought of because of making salsa and guacamole today. The salsa and guacamole that we made today reminded me of books about places where you can easily grow avocados and tomatoes. Hawaii is one of those places, and I'm in the 917s right now, the travel section of the library. You might like to take a trip from the comfort of your own sofa as you read a book about places far away that are hot and sunny or really different from where you are now. This is a good time in history to take those kind of trips, using your imagination and some great books from the library.